So this game's been available for a month now in 1.0. It's come out of early access, and Lurkit and Renaissance PR have allowed me to share some of this with you. Dragon is Dead, a 2D hack and slash roguelite action platformer. So there's going to be RPG and action feels here, which of course is very much up my own alley. I want to see and feel what it's like, though. And I feel like I've been playing or sampling a few roguelites, actually. Or just rogues, for that matter, whether roguelike or roguelite. Whether every single run is a spanking brand new one, or subsequent runs can become just a little easier with some all from here on boosts. And I saw roguelite in this description, so it'd be the latter. Where have the dragons gone? Considering that the runes were the cause of their downfall, the runes are both a blessing and a curse. Runekeeper Thodrum Bluntbow, or Bluntbrow, I'm not sure. The world after dragons. West Cliffshire here, so I can't use the D-pad, except to heal myself by accident. It's the left stick to move. And don't see anything about talking to someone. I'm a little worried this stick may not be working as well. Or any down will really have you down, even the slightest down. Successor? You're a bit late. Well, at least you arrived before the entire town was wiped out. As you can see, the neighborhood is already overrun with demons. The town is in a panic. Apparently, the Order of Light won't be able to send enough soldiers from the capital. Missing an apostrophe in the won't, though. The normally proud Order must have been desperate to seek help from a mercenary group like us. The Black Falcons instead of Light. I suppose that's why they sent someone like you. Honestly, I'm confused. The I'm is also missing an apostrophe. The Order of Light calls rune wielders blasphemous, claiming they're stealing the power of the gods. Are there no apostrophes? Because there's missing one in there as well. Well, there's an apostrophe there. I'm a mercenary, so all that really matters to me is that I get paid. Doesn't it make you uncomfortable, though? Well, your business is your own. I don't expect an answer. I'm only here because Logan, second in command, told me to give this token to the Successor when they arrive. Consider it my thanks for allowing me to rest a bit from the battle. Here, take this. If you want to talk to someone from the Order, go to the Withered Forest of Spirits. I've heard that the guards headed there, and perhaps Clara will be there as well. She seems to be spiritual leader for the people here. Go on ahead. I'll catch up later. So yeah, the apostrophes are real inconsistent here. And as someone very into grammar, that bothers me, but it's not enough to stop me at all. I can still see what's being said. And now we have actions and a map. And I accidentally used the healing potion. And of course, there are possible higher numbers based on picking something up. We can drop through there. So the controls are all Xbox despite using a PlayStation. I get it. Cracked healing potion is still healing potion. And there's combo I can do. Square or X in this case will charge combat resources when attacking with basic skills. They're consumed when using core skills. And then B or circle will dash and dodge enemy attacks, ignoring all damage and projectiles. So what's combat resource then? I'm holding X/square and nothing's happening, so it's just combo then. So I'm not consuming anything. Then double jumping is a thing, as is ledge grabbing. I'm cool with that. That's real fun in a Metroidvania. Now we're in the Gallatin Forest. Now, I already saw an arrow come my way, and I tried to jump, but that was not very doable. I do like these pixels and the animations. They're nice. And that's not a torch to break like a certain franchise. And so what's with the cursed dagger? And that start button is not a picture here. Character window to view stats and info. And that would be less damage, but it'd be a little faster. I like the long sword, so I'm gonna keep. And I am glad I was not hurt by merely touching an enemy. And I don't know the timing of it all, so there was an issue. When leveling up, you get skill points, and then hit right trigger or R2 to put them in the skill tree. You can learn as many skills as you have points for. I'm ending up wanting to kill everything, and I probably don't need to. And there is an enemy counter as well. So there was a little bit of time before the charge and then the actual attack. While I'm safe here, I gotta check this out. So, can restore mana when hitting an enemy with a basic skill. And then, after dashing, damage increases for 3 seconds by 10%. Or skills like Sword of Fire, and apply burning, or lightning, then jolted. They will be hurt and so will be nearby enemies. Frost, shield, so to slow. I don't know if I want to dash then attack yet. That'd come in handy if I need to avoid things. I think I want to Sword of Lightning just in case. And it's reminding me of Diablo here. When I consume skill points, then that'll lead up further in the tree. So then I'd be able to learn more things. Yeah, that gives some actual Diablo vibes. I can actually say this because I played a little Diablo 4. And I feel bad I missed out on that Berserk collaboration. Will that ever come back? But that's not a question I should be asking right now. Okay, so this is a regular attack, and it is nice range. And nice visual, really. And then a chest will spawn after defeating all enemies in a stage. I can choose one of 2 chests. And there's a chance the chest will spawn as an advanced chest to give higher tier items. 3 types: Soul Gem, which is a stat boost, Artifact, which is synergy items, and currency, gold, gems, keys. I don't know enough about that. So that's currency there, which I would love to give me a ruby key. And there's Artifact. I'll go with this. But I don't think I got no ruby key, so I can't open this. Well, darn. Feels bad, man. But that kind of thing will happen anytime. I'm guessing the orange bar above all the actions is my experience meter. There are 11 enemies that are counted here. You can hit more than one. You better be able to hit more than one. It wouldn't make any sense if that weren't the case. I wonder if there's such a thing as perfect dodges. I'm not convinced. There's a part of me that wants to see. And these green lines on the map are definitely platforms. I don't think there is. And that's alright, I don't need to worry about that. The invincibility is very helpful. Yeah, that orange bar is definitely experience. And I can't think of what the orbs or whatever are. All the enemies are down here too. An artifact or soul gem. It's an advanced soul gem, so I may as well go for the higher thing. So I can choose between these. They are all advanced. More armor, more maximum resource, or core skill damage. I want to go with more core skill damage. And then I gotta see what I should go for from here. Because it looks like I can employ dazzling sort of lightning. Hitting with a sort of lightning has a chance to daze them for 3.5 seconds. A 15% more chance of critical damage. Can you only employ one element at a time? I am led to believe that, because why could you overlap all the elements at once? It'd be awesome, but it'd feel too simple. Be too easy. And in fact, skill binding shows that I wouldn't be able to put them all on at the same time. And these are core skills here. These are basic skills. I'm not using mana yet. That could make them vulnerable. That could electrocute. So maybe I'll go with this. And now that I've done that, I could go up here with this and employ other things. But that's for later. Music's picking up a little here outside of Gallatin Forest.
Who are you? I don't think you're with the Black Falcons, and you're not a member of the Guard. Was the order sent to you? The Successors? Well, it's about time. This town has more than just a few demons running amok. There were rumors that all of the Successors were Drakons, but that isn't the case. So, what are you looking for? Do you want some of my cooking? Of course. It smells incredible, doesn't it? Don't mistake it for something that a stupid giant could make. These are all my own recipes. If you're on my client list, you can eat as much as you want for a gold coin. My food is only for my customers. If you're starving, you can beg the giant for some leftovers. It's better for your health if you don't know where your food comes from.
I don't know. Better for your health if you don't know where your food comes from? But then what if it comes from something colorful but poisonous, and it might kill you? Isn't that a problem to not know that? But see though, Sicko is going to know that I have Black Falcon membership here.
Do you have a mark? You've only been here a short time since you met me. How did you get it, Duvan? That idiot gave it to you? I'm a little dubious that he gave it to you, if for no other reason. Well, rules are rules. Take your pick. It tastes great, but my cooking will be useful to you in battle for a limited time.
So let's see, Assorted Skewer restores health and increases all skill damage by 25% until 2 areas is or are cleared. When a character dies or eats a different kind or type of food, previous food effect ends. So restock means that it would change up the food. Like a meat pie increases attack speed by 10%. Then a fruit pie instead of a meat pie increases attack speed and movement speed by 15%. I'll go ahead and eat this. It's blue, and it restored my health. This feels like a giant, but if anything, it's already reminding me of Majora's Mask. Something of a giant who prepares the food, and then someone smaller who peddles. I'm not gonna worry about restocking because let's get this food into effect now. The entrance of Withered Forest of Spirits. But we're not fighting yet neither. And what's that statue? I am Clara, a priestess of Lu, the god of light. Not long ago, I would have welcomed you to the town of Cliffshire with joy, but I regret to now have to do so in a forest that is losing its light. Originally, Cliffshire was not just a town, but an enclave of monasteries and cemeteries, plateaus and burial grounds, all centered around the Temple of Light. Then the demons came, corrupting men and spirits, raising the dead and pushing us from our sanctuary. According to the survivors, they came here through the rift. I did see some demons, or skeletons really, just pop in out of nowhere out of a purple portal space. It's not unusual for demons to show up now and then and cause mayhem. But it's very rare that this many show up at once, and with such a focus on slaughter. It was not that long ago that the demons appeared. Lu's knights and I resisted as long as we could, but the temple was taken and we were driven to this village. The demons are corrupting humans and spirits, raising the dead, and barring us away from our sanctuary. The Order presumes that the dragon who once fled into the rift to escape punishment has finally emerged and opened rifts all around the world. A rift appeared quite some distance from here, in Burial Ground. We desperately need your help to drive out this consuming darkness. Ahead of you is the Forest of Spirits. It was a flourishing forest of vine spirits under the influence of two great tree spirits that guarded the forest. Deep in the forest, the upright and strong tree spirit Guinevere has fallen. Oh no. According to a survivor of the battle, two blood-stained faces grew on a large branch. Defeat the creature, cut off a part of it, and bring it to me. A piece of the fallen tree spirit can be used to rid the outpost of Gallatin Cane of the... A piece of the fallen tree spirit can be used to rid the outpost of Gallatin Cave of the blood vines that surround it. May you always walk in the light. Let's see about this then. There's a map. Cliffshire, Gallatin Forest, Withered Forest of Spirits, Gallatin Cave, Stolen Monastery, Forest of Corruption, Temple of Light, Black Plateau, Burial Ground, and I don't know what else. The leaves have all fallen and the trees stand like lifeless tombstones. Beware of the vine spirits who can wield both human weapons and demonic powers. That would be problems for sure if you're not ready. Let me see about going through here. This is the home of Guinevere. And speaking of Guinevere, a human. There was one like you, but he never returned. Human like you always come here, or always Human like you always comes here. Humans are as persistent as demons. The forest ahead is where the spirits, my companions, my children, have fallen. Those who can no longer be called spirits will stand in your way. If thou can get to the tree spirit Longmore, slay him and remove his horns. By removing the horns of the evil spawned during the fall, you will bring rest to my weary companion. So, tree spirit here. And what's with these? There are buffs. Leaf of Life increases maximum life by 150 and decreases maximum potion inventory by 1. But 1 is maintained, so if I took this, I'd still have the 1 potion. I would just have a lot of health as well. Recharge Seed restores maximum resource, or rather increases it by 50. But decreases maximum life by 10%. I don't know about the resource stuff because I hold this, and it ain't do nothing to deplete my mana. So I'm gonna go with this. That's gonna be more than a good idea to me. Now it's time to get back to fighting. This time with food buff. No, it's not. Yes, it is. There's soldiers, but there's also enemies here. Let me get over here. It's really nice that you can touch the enemy and not be subject to damage. That was not nice. I'm worried about that being a poison spot. And I don't have a indicator about where the enemies are all the time. I'm glad I saw that, though. And you can air dodge. That's also fun. You can't air combo, which that is really understandable, honestly. They feel more demonic in nature here. Now I have an indicator. So why do I have an indicator now and I didn't before? Okay, that's not necessarily poison that I worry about stepping into. That's good. I wonder if the action would stop if I pause. I'm not very convinced, but it could. Maybe I'll see when this sees me in charges. That did stop the action. Cool. I want to see it charge again, then check on this. So now I can do more things. Attack 4 times in rapid succession. And then 1 fast lightning that deals 35% damage as lightning. Now I've already got something that jolts as it is. Could electrocute. I think I'll throw that in. Then eventually I'll come back for a mana charge. What about this? Hitting the enemy with a core skill while jolted increases damage of mastery skill by 20%. I don't know no mastery skill. I ain't gonna worry about all that yet. Leap slash. Vulnerable. Orb of fire explodes on contact. Has a 30% chance to paralyze enemies that can't take action. 3 times while moving. And then 30% chance to increase movement speed for 3 seconds. Or Frost Arrow, exploding on hit for 180% damage as cold. 30% chance to chill for 5 seconds. I don't know, I kind of like the Orb of Fire and the possibility of not moving. For 1.5 seconds, but still. I'm gonna go with it. And then do I need 2 skill points to go here, or just use 2 skill points like I'd rather think? And now I have it as a skill on a shoulder button. And that's the only one left. So I do have zoning here. That all said, it does cost a good bit of mana, so that I need to worry about. And I don't see the map. I don't see a bigger screen for the map. I won't over worry. Then runes here. I don't know nothing about. Then that's continue game settings, give up. Nothing about the full screen map itself. So maybe that's not a thing. That's advanced currency. Parts of me kind of too much want to go for the advanced side of things. That said, that doesn't feel like enough worth. So that fruit pie has been consumed for one stage. Now I got one more. Girl that shows up after battle and runs around like a squirrel scavenging gear, huh? Maybe I should listen to some of that. And I do get stuff back with those hits. I did not see that hit happening, but not everything's going to have an indicator clearly. If anything, that was a long startup as it is, so it's more than all right. I wonder if there's an enemy you just gotta hit, and I ought to use this since that's right there. I feel like that'd be the enemy to kill in order to see where other enemies are. No, it's not. I can be sure if that would hit me. And that's new weaponry. The jolting is nice. But I wonder, I'd like to think that would hit more range. If enemies were in range, that would work, I would like to think, but I can't tell because I'm killing enemies too fast. And I really should have dodged instead of just get away and think that it would hit only in the one direction it was starting to charge in. Not to mention that longsword range is real nice too. There's another ruby chest there. Trying to get ruby keys and I'm just not getting any. That feels bad, man. This does the same damage, but it also has a little more weapon speed. I want to think the range would not be all that big, though. Nope. So I'd have to get in a little closer. And it won't combo, but it'll still apply. Oh, right, I forgot to apply a skill point. So let me do that. Elite hunting. I don't know anything about assistant skill. And then that's an assistant skill. Surrounded by an aura of lightning, increasing damage of lightning elemental skills by 6%. And 50% damage as lightning to nearby enemies. And then that's for fire, and that's for ice. And then this is a barrier. 8 seconds absorbs up to 50% of resource and damage. I don't know that I'm going to worry about that yet, though. Burning orb of fire. So for more damage. What if I want to do that? What if I do? What if I should get something that goes in? Or what if I should have this or that? I don't know. All I know is I'd end up using plenty of mana, which I probably should get this here. I think it's time to invest in that. So what's here then? Boss already? 2, 3 faces it feels like. That ain't hitting anything. That is, though. There's a lot of stuff to avoid here. And that's what I should be hitting now. And then what's with these down here? Oh, they're actual enemies. Whoa. A lot of hits to worry about here. Probably should drink a potion now. Pay attention to the bottom, or try to. The daze is nice to inflict. And we're getting there to Longmore. Dodge is nice when it does get past all the damage. And Longmore has been defeated, and darkness has been cleansed. Fehu, a rune of mystical power. Then Lava Hydra armor. Hitting with a core mastery skill, I'll have to read that later. And there's the fallen Longmore's horn. So now I have this armor, and it's legendary. Hitting an enemy with a core skill or mastery skill could summon a Lava Hydra for 7 seconds, spitting fireballs at nearby enemies for 50% damage. That's kind of fun sounding. A Hydra is a kind of potential dragon, isn't it? So Longhorn is not a thing this run. And who's this?
So, you've come from where Longmore was. Did you manage to defeat him?
I have this to prove it.
I see. The forest trembled with his final cry. That's how I knew. My name is Morgan. I have been the apothecary in this forest of spirits when it was brimming with life. I have spent many years here. The spirits of this forest were my family, my friends. Watching them lose their life and fall into corruption, it was truly painful. Even when they attacked me, the knowledge that I couldn't save them tore at my heart. Longmore was the noblest soul among them. When he fell, it felt like the fate of the forest collapsed with him. Now that you have freed him, I can finally lighten the burden on my heart. But this forest, it will never be the same again. It's unbearable to feel its final breath among the withering trees and dying spirits. This is all I can offer. This elixir is the result of years of research with the spirits. May it aid you on your journey. I no longer have a reason to stay here. I will return to Cliffshire.
So what was that I got? I don't know what elixir it was I got, and I can't find it anywhere. And it ain't this. Yeah, but I don't know about the elixir I just got, so I can't tell for me. I'll have to look into that later then. It's on the left, but I can't tell nothing about it. Can I hover over it? Elixir of Will. Maximum life is up by 20% and experience gained goes up by 10%. When a character dies or drinks a different type of elixir, previous effect is removed. So that feels a little more Has it even been drinking? I don't know if it's been drinking yet or not. I can't tell. And what's with those? Can't tell that as well. The tree spirit Longmore was the most beautiful presence in the spirit forest. Morgan must have been deeply saddened by his corruption. Now, Longmore can finally rest in peace. Longmore, not Longhorn. Is that Longmore's horn you have with you? Please, give it to me. I will purify it. Holy water purifies it. With this purified horn, we can now remove the bloodied vines blocking the entrance to the outpost of Gallatin Cave. For more details about the cave, please speak with Captain Rotan. I look forward to seeing you again. May light always guide your steps forward. So, if the mouse is involved, then what's with these? Oh. They open different parts of the menu there. And so the controller, all I gotta do is press start and hit different tabs. It'd only be a split fraction of a second to get to the other tabs. It's no big deal to me. And do I click this? No. I don't mind getting in. And then quality beast steak. Damage reduction by 10%. I don't think it's enough for me. Definitely not beast steak. No. That increases armor by 30 until 2 areas are cleared. I'll get it. But it feels like the elixir stays unless I drink a new one.
Well met. Are you with the reinforcements sent by the order? I see you're alone. I suppose the others will join us later. Are you the only reinforcements? This is the first time I've seen a successor, and I am truly pleased to meet you, but it's hard to believe that our only choice is to place faith that you're the only... It's hard to believe that our only choice is to place faith that you're the one who can succeed. In lieu, I pray. To bring you up to speed, we're guarding the outpost of Gallatin Cave, which is covered in blood vines. The vines prevent us from entering the cave from the outside and the monsters from leaving the cave. However, just as suddenly as the vines appear, they can disappear again, and the monsters in the cave may attack the village. The herbalist Morgan thinks the blood vines are the work of a fallen tree spirit. We couldn't defeat it, no matter how many times we tried. Oh, Lord, this is the horn of a tree spirit, and you came through the withered forest of spirits. This should get rid of those blood vines. You've defeated Longmore, so you should be able to find out what happened in the cave. Inside the cave is a shrine for one of the Order's holy artifacts, which has the power to stop demons from entering the cave. Something must have gone wrong with the holy artifact, or the demons wouldn't have been able to stir up trouble in the cave. Find the shrine and examine the holy artifact. The monsters in the cave are more terrible and powerful than the ones you saw in the forest, so be careful. Okie dokie. And there goes the blood vines. Hideous monsters imbued with evil block the path to the Order's shrine, deep in the caverns. Something must be wrong with the shrine and its holy relics. Can I not just click different places? Yes, I can. But I can't seem to go back. I wonder if it's just one ways here. And someone's stuck until now. Thanks.
Because of you, I'm alive. I know I look strange, but there's no need to be wary. I'm an alchemist. You can smell the scent of this blood in the cave, and I thought it might be of help to me. Blood is life itself, and I can't think of a better ingredient for brewing potions and stopping life from slipping away. I know it was crazy to come this far. You didn't really come here to save me, but I owe you regardless. I'm a bell. Find the alchemist in town, and I'll help you on your arduous journey. Let me get away from the dash there. And that burned away. Thank you for the dazing. I'll fire more of those fireballs. Oh, that was a self-destruct right there. There's a lava hydra. And all this electrocution hitting multiple enemies is nice. Now that I know to get away from that. I don't need the dash. I see that white swirl over their head. Whoa. And I did not see some things there. And then more equipment. I saw that coming. This is some eldritch horror here, all blood constructed. So when do I get to tell when enemies are marked on the map? And eventually they do get immune to things. And I still don't have a ruby key as of yet. Okay, so now I'm getting mana. Then when killing an enemy with a basic skill, can get that back too. If only I could get more skill points more quickly. That'd be nice and fun. Come on, ruby key. Damn it! And what is that down there? Because that doesn't feel like a ruby key. Otherwise, that number would be white instead of red, I'm sure. So what is that down there? It won't tell me. You know, this is gold, but I don't know about any of these other things. I need to know. But right now, it's alright. I'm still alive. But I don't have a potion on me. That's gonna be a concern. But I don't really need to worry about striking them from the feels of it. What if I want to kill them, actually? Jolting would help with that and attacking from a distance. All that jolting is a fun thought right there. Now I can actually think to kill them. And I didn't see that attack happen. And frozen. I feel like that's time-based and I can't just, get out of the way. Let me avoid that, too. And then why don't I'm low on resources. And now that... crap. Because I want to kill them and not let them self-destruct. I don't get anything if they self-destruct. Only a little less fast, which is not a problem, honestly. Although, I wonder... that's an offhand thing instead of
equipping two things at once. In fact, this item window reminds me of Diablo 2. So what if I go back up this way? 20% increased damage. While jolted. Increased critical hit chance for 5 seconds. But I don't have a mastery skill yet. This is mastery. Cold enemy, or cold in front of me. Frost shockwave that deals 200 damage is cold. That has a chance to slow. Maybe I'll do that. That'll be right bumper. I was afraid of that and I couldn't get out of the way. I'm gonna get out of the way of that though. It's not all that bad at all. I really do like the visuals though. I'm getting all kinds of gear. That was just gauntlets there. That's just gloves. Okay. So I'm getting more and more equipment to help protect me. Then daze and jolting. All fine here. I am really intent on ruby keys and I'm just not getting any. Is it too soon because I haven't died yet? I think this is another boss and I got no potions. Nor defense boost further than the equipment. Ooh. And eaten in half. What a slam there. Then avoid all this here is what I need to do. Glad to have it slowed. Then it's going to throw out a whole lot of these. And I did not see it come down. If anything, it's really not taking a lot of damage neither. Okay, so after it throws out a whole lot, then it does in fact slam down. And if it wasn't going to be the slam, it was going to be the blood talon or whatever that must be even. I can't begin to guess. And I'd be careful with my dodging. Let me be careful here. And I've got distance. Ugh. Well, now I've died. But the light refuses me to enter eternal rest. Based on IRL timing, this is actually fine here. This works out. Can learn about what happens when I die. Losing my elixir, experience, and level reset. But I still have my equipment. So that's interesting enough. Andy's retired successor. I've been waiting. The successor. I knew this was where the successors defy death and are reborn. I was afraid a good one would keep me waiting a long time, but you showed up quickly. You've died many times, haven't you? Are you new? My name is Andy's, the previous successor. It's noble for a retired successor to find and nurture the next in line. That's where I don't fit in. I'm just here to investigate the rift in this village, which is different from the ones we've seen before. It's personal. But they say the Successor has already arrived here. I've been waiting to see what he's up to. It looks like you could use a little help. If you don't mind, I'd like to give you some advice as a senior. The Successors each have unique abilities. They can manipulate the elements, work with blood, or speak with spirits. I have such abilities. I am skilled with this greatsword and artifacts. Drakons are usually good with artifacts. It may be because I'm close to a dragon. Still, I'm also very good at identifying objects of will and unlocking their potential. Have you ever used the artifacts on the altar? An average person would need help withstanding the power of more than one artifact. But the Successors born with the power of the runes must harness it, and all the previous Successors have harnessed the power of the artifacts. Each artifact has a different will, but some have similar powers. They resonate with each other, amplifying their power. Have you noticed? In that regard, I think you're most in need of experience with more artifacts. Take this first. It's a jar of as-yet unidentified artifacts. I'm told a Draken in the merchant group takes care of the artifacts. If you show him this, I'm sure he'll be pretty favorable. You'll get more artifacts. When you're ready, I'll tell you the next step. Good luck. So can I go back there? I'd like to think, surely yes. It's time I learn about these artifacts, and yes I can. What's this here? Would that just tell me to go there? And that's storage. And the warehouse overseer is a kitty named Oreo. That's very vital information for our everyday lives. Then, dismantling gear.
Only legendary or better gear items can be dismantled. Dismantling legendary gear yields soul shards. Dismantling mythic gear yields annihilation crystals. Proceed with caution as dismantled items cannot be restored.
So that one there in my inventory must be a soul shard then.
You've come to the right place if you're looking for the town's blacksmith. I'm the best in the neighborhood. But it's no use because I don't have a hammer. Not this sledgehammer I'm holding, but a proper hammer. A rune-encrusted hammer draws on the powers of sealed gear and transforms them to suit the user. Isn't that cool? I think so too. It's pretty cool, except I don't have it. The hammer is in a monastery. Do you know anything about the Stolen Monastery? It's a demon-infested monastery beyond the elemental forest. I used to go there often to forge the monks' weapons. Training is essential for monks, too. Their gear always breaks during training. Monk Dyke, the monk in charge of training new monks, took pride in calling me to the monastery often. We grew close as we mended our broken gear. I was also at the monastery that day, and the demons appeared at the end of the service. When I tried to take people to safety, the demons came like rats from the armory. Dyke asked me to take the remaining people to safety. Then he decided to hide, leaving stranded monks in the depths of the monastery. He saw my hesitation and placed a hand on my shoulder, reassuring me that I would return with everyone. And with confidence, he said the runic hammer would be mine. I recognized the cowardice of my decision to believe him in that moment. It's been a long time since then, but Dyke is not one to die easily, and I believe it. Successor, I suppose you have come to slay all the demons that have appeared here? If so, I need you to go to the monastery and check on his welfare on my behalf.
I can't do that right now, but I eventually will. A face I've not seen before. A wanderer in no uniform? Or
Are you the successor the older man spoke of? Successor? You are as dark as rumored. At least you don't look like a monster. You're in a bad enough situation that you can't even dwell on the character of the people who captured demons. I sell a variety of gear in this town. Do you know that they gather all those who are capable of fighting here, not just soldiers? It's easier than ever to get gear. When you die, your weapon won't be lost. My role is to keep the will of the wielder alive. Is that too much for a merchant to say? Maybe it is. I'm just saying you're not the only successor. So it calls for those instead of gold, because gold only lasts in your run. But these are more permanent currency to be able to buy more permanent gear. That's rare armor. But it's not great because I have armor as it is, and it can summon a lava hydra for 7 seconds with a core or mastery skill. Less damage but more speed, and then lightning damage and gold gain. Maybe I should get me a talisman here. More damage and more resources than projectile damage. I may want to go with this. And then that's more damage and mastery skill damage. I already know I'm good with an axe, so I may as well go for that too. And that gets me more vitality and resources. That's more armor, but I like that skill. So I'm gonna keep the armor. And all that is just a little faster speed. That's not enough for me to worry about. So what if I sell this junk that I don't need? I think it'd be alright. And this is just normal stuff as it is. So it'll be alright. But I never did go check on the other thing. The artifact stuff. If only this were basically a circle, I'd be fine with that.
It's good to see you again. I'm sure we'll see each other often here. I've been thinking about what I can do now that I've left the hut. Clara suggested that I help the successor. I know well how to make medicine, so I want to share my skill with you. I'll give you an elixir I've created. It is imbued with herbs and the power of spirits. It will be quite different from Abel's potion, which uses either the blood of living creatures or magical stones. Abel doesn't particularly like spirits. My elixir will enhance your abilities for a while. Taking multiple potions won't enhance everything, as the powers of the spirits sometimes clash. I'd recommend taking one elixir at a time.
So that'd be something to wonder about then. Where's the artificer? I'm gonna say they are. That's Clara. So that was just talking. Accept death and resurrection as a part of my mission. So where's the artificer then? You can't enter when Lipa is not here. Please mind your manners. I don't want to go in there. But I don't see Artificer.
Welcome back to town.
And now he's not so wounded.
What do you think of my lab? I traveled all the way to that dangerous cave to create a more potent potion. A lot has happened, but I found a clue. It still needs improvements, though. To increase the potion's effectiveness, obtain the magic stones that demons and monsters drop when they die.
I don't need blood, and I can't ask you to bring a monster in alive. Demons' magic stones harbor their life force just as much as their blood inside their body does. The more magic stones I have, the better the potion will be. So is that upgrading my potions there with the magic stones? So those are magic stones then. I can craft higher tier potion there. Okay. Now they're not cracked, but low quality healing potion. Restores life immediately, then 18% of life over time. Then 2 potions. I just didn't want to put in more than that, but I didn't have a choice. Now it's crude healing potion. I think I'll go ahead and do that too then. Now it's a minor healing potion. That means I can't take an elixir with me. So that's something to think about, but I don't have any artifacts I can actually do anything with. All I got is the bag, unidentified. So I can't be sure of things. Data is saved upon quit. Good to know. Very good to know. I definitely want to go through more of this in the future. I do like how it feels, and I cannot enough thank Lurkit and Renaissance PR for letting me try this out. Now, while I have tried this game, there are others I've tried as well. Maybe there's another one from Renaissance PR that I've tried. I don't know, but there's definitely some other game I've tried. So you ought to take a look at that too.